for your healthy lifestyle.
Welcome back. We're talking about my unhealthy lifestyle, but more so focusing on kids and sports because, as we've been saying, it's so much pressure, and preventative chiropractic work can help them, you know, just as much as, unfortunately, when those injuries happen.
Yeah. And so to take that then to the next step, a little bit more life, you know, us as parents want kids who are happy and healthy and in a perfect world, not medicated and don't have doctor visits and all of these other things. And not everyone's going to relate to how I teach and what I do, but I think the people that are looking for how do we not dig into the medicine cabinet first, or let's say your child had an ear infection at 6 months old and the recommendation is for antibiotics. If that doesn't feel right in your gut, in your mind of how health should be, those are the people that will say, we got to have another option. I just had a girl this week, so this is to the extreme. She's been, well, it's been 4 years. She's been on antibiotics at least 6 months out of every year. Has had medical imaging, testing, 2 sinus surgeries. So all of those were supposed to fix it, right? Cure it. She's on 6 medications every single day and nothing has changed. Well, so that situation is obviously much different than 1 ear infection at 3 or 6 months. But no matter what our philosophy is, if you want to go that route and go the medical route and the testing, that is completely good. But if you're looking at, if that doesn't feel right, and if all of a sudden you get that feeling that like, there's got to be something else out there, that's when I suggest reaching out to a pediatric chiropractor and doing the testing and seeing how their body is working, because as a parent, we're only basing everything off of every little symptom that they have. So this girl with sinus infections has a whole host of stuff, but they've only treated the sinus infections. The same with a kid struggling with behavior. Like, let's just say a very mild situation is he loses his temper, and when he loses his temper, he gets aggressive in school. The teacher's looking at, can you go to the medical doctor? I feel like it's maybe time for medications. Or psychoses, that we are so far on the right spectrum that they're hitting, biting, they've been kicked out of every school, their parents don't know what to do, they're looking at Prairie or a halfway house or something like that. Those are 2 different situations, but as a parent, when your first decision comes and it decides if we're going to go this way and dig into that medicine cabinet or that community, or like, that doesn't feel very good, what else is out there? How can we get this body to be healthy and happy? Like, that's where I can help people. So the same thing with sports, right? Whether it's an ankle injury or severe anxiety when they get on the court, it's all about, if you want to go the route of taking over-the-counter pain relievers, anxiety meds before you get on the court to perform, depression meds because you feel like you're not doing as well. If you don't want to go that route, that's where we come into play.
So if there's parents out there going, yeah, this kind of sounds good, I'm not really sure, what would you say to them?
Well, I think the conversation is what brings to light everything. When I can talk to them and ask them questions of, you know, if that kid is 4 or 15, we go through that life history of 15 years and we can see check, 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 and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about it. Because as a parent, especially if there's more than one kid, we don't always put that symptom together with a problem if it went away. But that symptom, if they had ear infections at 6 months and now at 10 we're struggling with allergies, asthma, chronic respiratory system, it's all the same thing. So when a parent can see, whoa, this has been brewing for a long time, but the symptoms aren't the same, that's when they understand how the body's working and how, you know, what in your philosophy of how you want it to work. Do you want it to work with meds or anything outside of the body, or do you want to get their body to heal? That's where they get to make the decision then.
Good stuff, Doc. How can people get a hold of you, maybe sit down and chat with you?
Phone number is 893-3150. Facebook page, HT Chiro, Healing Touch Chiropractic, I think. I don't know. What? I think it's Healing Touch Chiropractic.
And she does Facebook Live.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Every other week.
Great to have you here. All right, stick around. Much more coming up right here on North Dakota Today.